Well, hi there, everyone. This is Dave Dubeau, publisher of Canadian Profits, here with another episode of Canadian Profits TV. Hope you're doing well and enjoying the wrap-up of September. It's amazing how fast time flies. So what do we got in store for you? For our business breakthrough, we got another lesson from reality TV, from the Food Network, from one of these restaurant shows. For our real estate tips, I'm going to be talking about some of the lessons I've learned and that I'm applying towards our own multifamily property up north. And for our Mindset Minute, we're going to be talking about another lesson from Wayne Dyer. Stay tuned. Okay, so for a business breakthrough, another lesson from one of these shows. It's called Restaurant Impossible, I think. It's where the big buff guy goes in and whips everybody into shape. One of the things that I really enjoy about watching these shows from a marketing perspective is how first, from a business perspective in general, it's just amazing how well organized and how really logical this guy is about getting people on track with their businesses. And one of the things I really like what he does is he sees where the staff is, where everybody is right now. So he has what they call a soft launch. So they do some sort of promotion and get the place filled up with people, and they bring the staff to the level where they're kind of at the breaking point. The kitchen can't handle all the orders. The waiters and waitresses don't know what to do. Management's going crazy. Problems are happening all over the place because he just wants to see where they're at and how much they can handle right now. Then throughout the program, very, very quickly, he gets them on track, gets them trained, gets them up to speed, fires people if they need to be fired, gets new people if it has to happen. And then they get ready for the hard launch, which is when they do the whole makeover and they're having their grand reopening type thing. And they have all this slew of people coming in, and this time they're much, much more prepared to do it. Anyhow, I think that's absolutely brilliant. It doesn't just make for great TV, it's a great business lesson for ourselves as well. So think about it, in your own business, your own real estate investing, what can you do to do a mini version of that yourself? How can you reinvent your company to make it new and exciting for your customers and potential customers? How can you test your current staff or yourself to make sure that you're delivering your service or product to the level that you know you should be doing it? So these are great things we can think about, and it's always fun to watch these shows and get ideas and tips from them as well. That's your business breakthrough for this week. Okay, so for our real estate tip this week, I want to share some personal stuff that I've learned from actually reading our own Canadian Real Estate Profits newsletter, doing the interviews, listening to the CD interviews that I've done with experts over the years. Amazingly, some of this stuff actually sticks. So my brother and I inherited a sixplex from our father way up near Fort St. John, British Columbia recently. Well, not that recently, in 2009 when he passed away. I'm ashamed to say we just kind of let it float. We had current management in there for the last couple of years. And we've been both very, very busy with our respective businesses, haven't paid much attention to it. So we went up this summer and checked it out, and there's much, much, much room for improvement. Thank goodness I've been paying attention to what we've been getting taught from Ken Beaton, July Ono, all of the experts that we've got on board with Canadian Real Estate Profits, because I saw at least 10 things we can be doing with that property to increase the value and to increase the cash flow. One of the big lessons that I just learned recently in one of the interviews I did is that a $1 increase in cash flow in a commercial property equals a $178 increase in property value. I'll repeat that. If you can increase your cash flow by $1, that increases the value of your property by $178. I can't think of anything that offers a much better return on investment than that. So we're looking at, for our own property, what can we do to structure things, to formalize things, get systems, procedures in place, get things on track and much, much more professional to show a much higher net income, much higher cash flow to increase the value of our own property. That's your real estate tip for this week. All right, for this week's Mindset Minute, we're going to revisit Wayne Dyer in his book, Wisdom of Ages. And the passage we got today is by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I won't read the whole thing, but the gist of it is, whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. He who would gather immortal palms must not be hindered by the name of goodness, but must explore if it be goodness. Nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of your own mind. Again, that's Ralph Waldo Emerson from his essay on self-reliance. And that's what I want to talk about today is self-reliance. Something that is very, very important in my life. It's been a long, ongoing lesson to learn this, that basically, at the end of the day, I'm responsible for every single thing in my life. That's true. And you're responsible for every single thing in your life as well. Self-reliance means accepting that fact, knowing that fact, embracing it, and moving forward. It also means really taking a look at what's normal, what's the norm out there, and does that fit in with what you feel is right or wrong? Because at the end of the day, the truth be known, usually the majority is wrong. It's true. Usually the majority is wrong. If you see everybody else doing one thing, a good idea would be probably not to do that thing. Okay, because chances are, if the crowd's doing it, if the general public's doing it, it's not all that great of a thing to do. So really think about what feels right to you, what jives best with your own internal thermostat, with your own ethics, morals, how you see the world, how you see yourself, and then decide if it's right or wrong for you. That's your Mindset Minute for this week. All right, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. Stay tuned next week for another great episode as well. And what's going on? Well, first of all, we're wrapping up the month of September. That means we're wrapping up our back to school special offer. So if you're not currently a Canadian Profits member, you should be, and you can take advantage of this by checking out our back to school, back on track offer on the banner to the side. Also, if you are currently a Canadian Profits member, this is the last opportunity you're going to have to take our back to school quiz, where you can be entered in for a draw to win one of 3 brand new Google Nexus tablets. That's right. You can win one of 3 new Google Nexus tablets, the big new thing that's on the market that's all the rage, even hotter than the Apple iPad. So check that out and have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.